Hello everyone, welcome to my show It's Okay to Not Be Okay. In the previous week we have discussed about the ultimate mantras for happy life. So we are going to continue with that. Excited? So let's get started. So the ninth principle of NLP is the meaning of my communication is in the response. So let me explain this to you. Whenever we want to convey something to somebody, so we have thoughts and feelings, and these thoughts and feelings we code. How we code? We code through language, tonality, and through our body language. So it's a very complex process, and we then respond to others through this medium, and the person who is receiving this information, that person also decode this information while seeing your language, tonality, and your body language. So there is a lot of things going on, like how much the other person, the respondent, is taking, is understanding your information, your thoughts and feelings you are telling to the another person. So it's a very complex process. So whenever the receiver interpret the information, it breaks down often. So that is why we should communicate in such a manner so that we can give our message to the receiver in a proper manner, because how we are doing the coding and the how other person is doing the decoding and understanding the message, that is very important, and we are not able to give the information exactly what we want to say. So let me explain you with an example. Suppose you and your spouse went on a party, and your spouse is busy with his or her friends. He's chit-chatting with them, he's having food and everything, and he's not at all bothered where you are, and he has kept you lonely. So after coming back from the party, you are not communicating, you are not informing, you are not giving the information in a proper manner. Either you are avoiding your spouse, or you are saying in a very rude manner, your tonality is very rude. So are you able to convey your feelings and thoughts in a proper manner? You are fighting, or you are avoiding, you are not communicating what you exactly was feeling. So how the person, the receiver, will decode it? So you should say in place of that I was feeling lonely in the party and you were busy with your friends. You matter to me a lot. I want to enjoy the party with you. Please spend time with me. In place of that, what you have coded and how the person has decoded your tonality, that is completely different. So that is very important. How we communicate, it depends on how the respondent has understood your information. So you should convey in that manner that he should understand it properly, what you want to convey. Say exactly, openly, convey your feelings and thoughts. Do the coding properly, use the proper tonality and body language so that you can convey your information, your message, your feelings to other person in a proper manner. So the ninth principle of NLP is perception is reality. It means that there is nothing like reality. There is only perception. No two minds are alike. The reality exists in the mind only. We have already discussed this in the previous episodes that the information comes to our mind through five senses, and these information we delete, distort and generalized based on our perception, and whatever we have perceived, it has a very limited information, and our mind, like the state of mind, is changed. So let's call this perception as a mind map, means how we represent the information in our mind. Okay, mapping, we are doing mind mapping. So this mind map has a very limited information and it is not updated. Let me explain you with an example. Suppose we want to navigate and we are using a road map. That is why whenever we represent anything in our mind and when it actually happens in the real world, it has a lot of difference, because while visualizing the incidents in our mind, we have neglected many situations which has actually happened in the real world. And this roadmap will not give you the information about the weather condition, traffic condition, and road signs and many other things. So suppose if today you are going to reach to your destination within half an hour, it might take tomorrow half an hour to 40 minutes or less than 30 minutes also, because there are many other conditions that you are going to face while you are navigating, while you are driving, and this information is not there in your road map. The same thing happens with our mind also. We have a very minimal information and it is very different from the real world. That is why how we perceive the things, how we get the information, it is very minimal and we are not able to relate properly to the real world. So the principle number 10 of the NLP is I am the in charge of my mind and I am responsible for it. Many a times we say, I can't do this. He's irritating me a lot. I'm not in my right state of mind right now. And many more examples, like whether he will listen to me. He always makes me angry. So can you interpret this information? It's like you are giving your remote of your mind to somebody else, like somebody else is controlling your mind through a remote. That is why he is making changes in the condition of your mind. Are you able to understand it? You don't have control of your mind and other person is controlling your mind. So therefore, for this, self-awareness is very important. Make sure which emotion is going through, in which emotion you are right now, whether you are frustrated, whether you are angry, whether you are happy. Acknowledge your emotion. This will help you to control your state of mind by yourself. You are not giving anybody the right to control your state of mind. Whatever is happening in the outside world, it does not affect you, because you are the owner of your mind and you can control it. You can tell your mind everything is all right, or you can tell your mind that there is nothing going well. So it's up to you how you are going to give information to your mind, how you are going to visualize through the mind. That is why become the in charge of your mind and take responsibilities for your results. Don't tell anybody that because of him, because he was making me angry, because he was making me frustrated, that's why I have done in this way. It should not be like this. You should take the responsibility for the results and do the work the way you want to do. Don't give your remote, your remote of your mind to anybody else. I know telling all this is very simple and very easy, but actually practicing this is very difficult. So let me give you some tools how you can inculcate these things in your mind, in your behavior. As we all know that mind and body are the part of one system, so we can change our state of mind by changing our physiology. Okay, so whenever you are feeling frustrated, mad, angry, you can change your physiology, like by walking, stretching, getting up from your chair. So it will help you to change your mind state also. Please try this one. All your behavior is dependent on your state. When you are in the negative state, your behavior will be also negative. When you are in positive state, your behavior will be also positive. And this behavior is going to give you the results, whether it is a positive or a negative one. So you need to work on your state to get the positive results, and you need to work on it. We may think that we are under the control of our actions. Are we really under the control of our actions? Actually, we are the creature of habits. Many of my friends have a buying strategy. It consists of 3 stages. Whenever they see something at the shop window, they feel good to have it and they buy it. This is called the strategy see it, feel good and buy it strategy. There is always an emotional feeling attached to any decision. We are the creature of habits. Certain habits are good for us and other ones are not. They will not give us the required results. So we need to understand it more deeply, the patterns, the behavior, how the habits are forming and how they are breaking up, so that we can bring the changes in our behavior, so that we can make flexibility in our behavior and we are able to change the habits of ours as we need. We can break the bad habits and we can replace it with a good one, and it will also help us in influencing people. In order to grow in our life, in order to progress as a human being, we need to learn this, how to break the habits, the pattern of habits, how they are forming and how we can change, how we can bring the changes in our habits so that we can achieve maximum, so that we can grow in our life. How you are living your life? What has caused you to take this route in which you are embarked on right now? Think about the profession you are pursuing right now, or you are working somewhere. Think about why certain people are accountants, certain are teachers and others are engineers. Why is this difference? Think about why for few people it is possible and for the another one it's just an illusion. Why is the changes in the thinking? What do you think about it? Is this due to nature or nurture? Is this based on the genetics, schooling, or the environment you are living on, or the social environment, values? What do you think? These are the factors that influence your personal roadmap that you are not sharing with anybody, not even your family members or anyone who is very close to you. It's very personal to you, and you are keeping this roadmap to yourself only. And no two maps are alike. Everybody has a unique roadmap, and with this lens they visualize the whole world. For example, for a pessimistic person, the lens is not clear. It is full of problems, doubts, and for an optimistic person, It is very clear because he keeps on cleaning his lens with solution, so he could better see the world, he could visualize the world clearly. The most important thing what we are facing in our life is that we need to deal with the people. We are dealing with the people at home, at our workplace, with the different roadmaps, and we are working with them who have different roadmaps. And the interesting thing is nobody's reality is true. It is said by Albert Einstein also through the scientific principles that we see the world based on where we are standing right now. You are looking at the same thing from a different perspective, as we have learned this earlier also in my previous episodes, that one person is seeing the 6 as a 6 and the another angle, the same symbol, the another person is seeing as a 9 and one person is seeing as a 6. Therefore, we need to go beneath the surface to understand the things in a proper way, to understand the things from different perspectives. We human beings are full of emotions and we remember our past experiences through emotions. These can be positive emotions or the negative emotions. So whenever you are trying to remember something, so you relate your thoughts with the feeling, the emotions, at that time, what you were feeling at that time, whether you were feeling happy or you were feeling sad, frustrated at that time. So the things, the memories that are full of happiness, they helps us to gives you to embrace the memories. You love to think about it, and the memories which are not good, which are very sad, so you try to suppress those memories. So you are able to relate to the things, the past experiences with the memories, how you were feeling at that time. So whenever we listen to somebody, we remember the things in a picture form and we try to fill the gaps. Wherever we are not able to understand the things, we fill the gaps so that we can memorize the thing in a better way and we can better picturize the thing, the incidents which has happened. So what do you think, from where the extra information we are filling, from where it is coming from? This extra information is coming from our past experiences. We fill the information based on our past experiences, that is prejudice and stereotype. We connect the things, like if you have understood a little from this incidents, we relate with the previous one and we make out the information in such a way that it has happened in the past. What has happened in the past, we relate it with the thing which has happened right now. And in the same way we do the stereotype also, like if we think like this is the normal thing, that it happens like this only, like for example, the cooking work, the kitchen work is related to the women only, so this is a stereotyping. And women are bad drivers, so it is stereotyping. Like this is something somebody has told in the previous time and we are just making our judgment based on that, and we are just focusing on the same thing and we are filling the gaps of the right now information with the past experiences only to picturize the thing in a better way. Hope you are able to understand, and based on that we are making our perception and we are making a judgment. So in this episode we have learned a lot about how we do the road mapping of our mind, how we represent the things, which is actually very far different from the real world. The things we are visualizing in our mind is quite different from the real world because we have a limited information and we used to fill the gaps with the past experiences. and we have learned a lot about how we need to take the responsibility, how we need to take the control of our life to grow in our life. So in the next episode, I am going to come up with very exciting topics. So stay tuned with me and see you next week. Bye bye.